Today we are joined by Alex Wein and Janiece Gonzalez of the band Mean Mistreater. They are an Austin-based heavy metal band. They've got 2 albums out. One's called Razor Wire. The second one is called Do or Die. There is a video for the track Do or Die that just came out. It's on YouTube. It's awesome. If you've never heard or seen the band before, it's a great introductory point. Look it up. Do or Die from Mean Mistreater. It's on YouTube. And, you know, they've been around only 2 years, but they've accomplished a lot in that time. They've created quite a buzz here in Austin and around Texas. They just returned from a European tour that was successful. They had their first album was reviewed by Classic Rock Magazine, which is no small feat for a local band that just gets started. That's an international full-color glossy magazine, so kudos for that. And yeah, I describe them as sort of a cross between WASP and the new wave of British heavy metal. They're sort of power metal, heavy metal. There's a little bit of a thrash element. And Janiece just has this super ballsy voice that suits the music. That's so much power in the music. And they carry it over on stage as well. The show is great. They're explosive.
They're going to tell you they're just a rock and roll band, and they're not wrong. But Dave, you kind of hit the nail on the head with the WASP. And we talked to them about this in depth during this interview. And it's part of the interview that I really enjoyed and got excited about because, you know, in the end, it is just rock and roll, you know, and what your theme is, you know, if you're anywhere near Motorhead, I'm a fan already.
Yes.
And they are steeped in that kind of a thing. So, you know, I think that it's always a breath of fresh air. And if I may speak locally for a second, when a band like that pops up, because, you know, there's been a series of, we've been lucky enough in the Austin area to have a bunch of bands like Mean Mistreater come through that are influenced by a lot of the same kind of stuff. You know, high watt crucifixers, they were a lot like that. Maybe a little bit more metal sometimes, but still just kind of seated in punk rock, but very rock and roll. And I want to say, like, there was a band that was actually pre-Igniter that was kind of like that, and they were called Tang. They had a female singer and everything. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And they were kind of like that too. So I think that it's great when something like that pops up again and go, oh yeah, here we go. You know, so it's a long line of, aren't we lucky to be in this situation where our scene kind of, you know, has these things coming. Now, I did learn a lot, and I'll wait for them to explain, but these guys are, you know, this couple here are from, they're not from Texas. So for them to kind of meet via rock and roll and then, you know, running into each other by doing a gig and they don't know each other, and then next thing you know, they're this dynamic duo. It's like, okay, yeah, it's on. And then, you know, a few years later, boom, lucky us in Central Texas, we have a band called Mean Mistreater that they are the brainchildren of. So great having them. They're doing fantastic, continued success. And they're kind of like the Pat Benatar and Neil Giraldo of heavy metal, the husband and wife team. And if you mentioned Motorhead, anyone that's watching or listening, if you're a fan of Motorhead, WASP, Iron Maiden, Raven, and of course a lot of the female-fronted metal bands like Warlock and Chastain and stuff like that, this is right up your alley. It's gritty, it's aggressive. It's got some punk rock fury behind it. It's black leather bullet belts, Motorhead T-shirts. It's greasy. It's gnarly. I love it. And they do it so well. They do it great. So if any of that sounds intriguing, do yourself a favor, because they had me from the get-go the first time I saw them. So, yeah. Mean Mistreater today on the Talk Louder podcast.